Well, welcome back. My name is Sam or Erfaren, whatever you want to call me. And today we were going to build a structure around this iron farm. However, I am so tired of only eating normal carrots and cookies and everything else we've been eating. So instead, we're going to switch gears and we are going to build ourselves a little additional building over here at the farm to house a ton of master farming villagers that we can buy golden carrots from, because I can't stand not having golden carrots. So I actually have already collected a lot of the things that I need for this. I'm trying to inspire the build design off of the villa, so I'll have another building that kind of fits with that in this area, which I think is going to be really cool. But that does require a ton of brick, which we do not have. So we got to figure out getting brick and a couple of other materials before we can actually get the structure built. But once it's built, boy, am I excited for you to see it. I'm so happy with it. And I'm also so happy to get to work with some of those villagers and actually, you know, have golden carrots. That does mean we're going to have to do some villager zombification. So we are going to spend some time in the zombification laboratory today as well. But all of that aside, the first place I'm going to look to see if we even have any clay left is our clay farm over at the industrial area. And I have to say I would be shocked if we didn't have any, but luckily you can see so much of this is dried out that we could run this really quick and probably get all the clay we need. But I'm hoping, yeah. Okay. Let's grab, oh, do we even have any extra shulkers in the shulker box? I don't know if we do. Perfect. We'll use the end loot box because it's empty. So let's fill this all up with clay and then let's go get it cooking up so that we can actually make all the bricks that we need for this. All right, and with that, we have an entire shulker box full of clay, which should hopefully be way more than enough for us to get all of the bricks done for this build. But now we need to smelt that, and honestly, we don't really have a good super smelter, so let's go take this back over to the cliffside and finish collecting what we need while all of this smelts. Okay, we've got all 6 of these fired up and working. So what we can do now is kind of go through what we have left to organize, and hopefully that'll get us nice and ready to actually get this all put together. Okay, so what remains outside of the bricks that we need to collect, looks like we need just a few more chests, some iron chains and lanterns, and then some other decorative things to help us with the final design of this. So let's go collect the rest of these, and then hopefully everything should be done smelting up for the bricks. And with that, I believe we have everything we need. Yes, we do. We do. We really do. You'll see, obviously, this says it's exposed copper chain. We're actually just going to use normal copper chain for this. So I'm not too worried about that. But wow, smelting things takes a long time. So a super smelter is maybe a really good idea for us for a future build. But that is not for today, because today it is now time to go and build the new farmhouse barn thing. I don't really know what to call it for our master farming villagers. So without further ado, let's get into the build. Well, it is officially built. Let's turn around and reveal the farmer trading house. I don't know what to call this, but my goodness, does it fit in well with this. Oh my gosh, just appreciate this view for a second. I'm so proud of this. I'm so proud of it. So let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit of a walk through. As you can see, we did just kind of build a pathway that connects up with the normal pathway and just dives right up in and directly in. And you're greeted with a lovely, warm entry area. There's a bench and a coffee table using some shelves. I really tried to use shelves to accent parts of this building. I was really just trying to put them in anywhere that I could. So you got some here on the sides over here, and that's actually mimicked completely over on the exterior over here. And I love how that looks, especially because unlike the villa, which is raised off the ground and then built, this had to be built on the ground. And I think that's a really good way to ground it and also give it some depth. I do still need to obviously go through and kind of fix where these lights were, but that's the exterior for the most part, and I love it. And of course, we have our rain barrels, just like we do over on the villa. One of my favorite details of these builds. But then once we finally have the villagers in place, they're all going to be right here, and there are 6 stations. So hopefully that'll be enough for us to trade with a number of those villagers without any issues at all. So that's the goal. We'll see how that goal goes when we have those villagers in place. But then finally, for the last little part of this, we have the storage room, which I'm not quite sure what I'll store yet, but I'm kind of thinking it might be a good place to store a lot of these farming resources. You know, go out, mine this up, and then we can just have a ton of wheat, a ton of carrots, a ton of things just waiting around for us as we might need them. And then, of course, we have our bell tower with something that you can pull and ring the bell. If only that would work. Imagine if you could pull on these chains and ring the bell. That would be so cool. But we do have our bell tower complete with a bell and some flowers up on top. We'll even do a little flyby just so you can take a look at it. Land up here. So you can see we got our bell right up there and some lights. And then, of course, some pots to show off some plants. And then I did actually do something different with the greenery this time, and I tried to blend it to add in a couple of different types of leaves. So we've got jungle leaves, we've got azalea leaves, and we have oak leaves all working together kind of in this, I think, really easy gradient. If you can see, it just looks really nice, which is obviously a contrast from the normal just only oak leaves that I've done in the past. So I have to say I'm really happy with that. So with this done, wow, it just looks, oh my gosh, I love how this is coming together. I really do. What I was saying is, now that this is in place, we need to turn our attention to the villager breeder and also the villager zombification area so that we can start to get some of our farming villagers, well, I don't know, zombified and then cured and then put into place so that we can have the best possible trades for our golden carrots going forward. And hopefully we still have enough mine cards. We might actually need to make a couple more mine cards, but let's just take a look. That's enough. We only need 6 of them. So let's go ahead and send it. So here's our first one. And what we're going to do here is just make sure they have a job before we even actually send them on. So we're not worrying about them trying to like get jobs in time. So we'll start here. They want beetroot and potatoes to start. So let's go and grab some potatoes. And luckily we have this very large farm here that has all the potatoes we could need to trade with this fella to lock in the trade. So let's just grab up a bunch of these and get a number of them replanted so that we can go and lock in that trade. And I'm thinking just a stack or so of those is probably more than enough. So we'll take those with us back over and trade with that villager to lock in that trade. And then we're going to repeat that another 4 times because there's already actually another. Hello, very close. There's actually already another farmer villager down there waiting for us. So we actually only need to add in 4 more after this one. So we'll lock in that trade so that he keeps that job. And now we can send him on his way, which should get him all loaded in to the right spot over here at the storage area. Beautiful. Now we can break this off here and connect it onto this one and go grab the next. Alrighty, and with our villagers now in place, the only thing left to do is to get them all zombified and cured up, and then we gotta figure out moving them all to the building. So without further ado, we'll hit this, we will step away, and we'll just take a look here using flashback to watch this transition happen between all of these villagers. It actually is really, really convenient that this can do this, that I don't actually need to, like, you know, do anything special. They're just gonna turn each other all into zombies, and then the moment they're all done, I get to go in, flip down those trapdoors, and cure them, and then they won't be able to hurt each other, and I get all the benefits from it. So I think that is awesome. So I think we got that one left, and then I will pop over and get them cured. So as I was saying, we're gonna want to flip these down so they can't reinfect each other. But now what we need to do is pop over here, grab our brewing stand, and let's get a couple potions of weakness put together, as well as a couple of golden apples. How many of these guys can we hit with one splash potion? Let's see. How many did we get? Oh, we got them all. Nice. Boom. All right. And now we wait for them to cure. And we can leave these splash potions of weakness behind for the future, which is fantastic. That's great. Now, that's the trade that I want. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we need to go and collect a bunch more carrots, potatoes, probably some wheat. Yeah, people really like wheat. And grab a bunch of pumpkins, because these emeralds are what we're going to be able to use to buy all of the golden carrots that we could need. And you can see, even just from the little bit of trading we've done, we've already got 30 emeralds. So let's run, get some more crops to come over and trade, and get these guys all leveled up to the master level. And here we have our first master trader, giving us 3 golden carrots for 1 emerald. So we handed this guy all of these right here. Look at that. 36 golden carrots just from that one conversation. And now, obviously, he'll need to reset so that I can actually buy more. But if we can get the others to that, oh my goodness, we will be in business. I'm so excited about this. And also, I can finally replenish my hunger without having to eat into the crops that we're using to trade. So that is fantastic. So I'm still working on getting the rest of them leveled up, but you can see we have most of them here at the expert or journeyman levels. We just need to keep working to get them all finished up. All right, so I did get the villagers kind of all, well, at least as leveled up as I could. There's still a few of them that are journeyman and master, but we do have a couple of them that are also at the expert level, so that is perfect. But what I did do in the meantime is I went through here and I reconnected this rail system that we used to load the villagers into the iron farm, however long ago that was, except this time we made it continue on to go from here all the way up and into the new build. So all we need to do now is go and start releasing the villagers and monitoring them to make sure that they make it there safely. So let's pop on down and release the first one. And if that goes smooth, we'll go ahead and get the other 5 moved over as well. Oh, he goes so fast. We got to keep up with him. I just hope he makes it up this. Is he going to? Nope. Nope. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. I knew we needed to add maybe one more powered rail here. There we go. Maybe we can move the other powered rail onto that lift. Okay. He's made it up. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Now this is the section I'm not so sure about, but I think I did an okay job of getting it all gauged in. Yes. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Oh, perfect. Wonderful. Okay. And then we will go ahead and drop him down so that he is ready to go. And we'll also get these back in place so that he's got a place to redo all of his trades. And now, yes, okay. We've got a complete refresh of trades. That is perfect. I knew we needed to get the beds in place for that to work. So now he's set and hopefully nothing will be able to get in here. I guess technically a baby zombie could, but it's daytime. So we're going to hope that that doesn't happen. So without further ado, let's get the other 5 over here, and I will see you when that is done. Well, we have everybody in place, and I've done a bit more trading, and all I can say is look at all these golden carrots. Oh my goodness. So we do still have a few that are still at the expert level, not quite to the master level, but I think, let's see, we got the 1 expert, the 1 journeyman, and I think everybody else is at the master level and is doing the 1 for 3 trade for golden carrots, and again, taking our pumpkins and our melons, which is making me think maybe we need a better melon and pumpkin farm, but I'm going to go ahead and say that that is a problem for next time. This is all I wanted. I wanted golden carrots. We've got golden carrots. We got a whole team of guys that are here ready to trade. We've got a absolutely beautiful new build that I am just so happy to have. You can ignore those suspicious stews. I didn't want them. I'm just so happy about. I love how it all melds in with everything else that's already here. And I think there's some opportunities to put maybe a tree right here or some other things around just to kind of liven it all up. But that is all I have time for today. And of course, thank you so much for watching. I always really appreciate it. If you're new or you find yourself coming back, consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. And regardless of who you are, if you could like the video, leave a comment, that would really help to promote this video to people that maybe haven't seen these before. So thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I will see you soon.